What's good, people? This video here is for the Leo players out there. Goes to show there's more than just three of us. Just gonna say it. But basically, I made this Twitter post wondering what your season 2 wish list is looking like, because for the most part I don't really have too many ideas of what I would like to see going into season 2. I would just rather a way more balanced game. I haven't really thought about too many changes I would like, so I thought, you know what, let me hear what the people would like to see, because that would be interesting for me, just to kind of see what type of ideas people would like to have going forward playing Leo in season 2. And obviously some of the stuff I would imagine people are going to talk about is like 1-4 with no transition into K&K. That's a no-brainer. I feel like quite a few people are going to mention that. Obviously there's going to be a lot of people, you know, we're going to call them haters, but big them up. Obviously I know you see one of the names, man like Tone, talking about nerfs and all of that. Shout him out though, big up High Tone, legendary Brian player in the game. But yeah, man, so 1-4 obviously being one of them. Bit of a grey area about, you know, Leo's power crush heat engager, and then obviously changes regarding frames, heat engagers in general. There's going to be a lot, because there's full on Leo mains that have written out full, like, extensive things that they would like to see changed, realistic and unrealistic. So, you know, we can see the post got quite a decent amount of interaction and stuff, which is cool. So we're gonna look through some of them, and yeah, man, we're gonna get into it. Let's have a look. So just scrolling down, we have Baraski. Shout out Baraski, dropped a comment, and he said make downfall -12, downfall is -11 at the moment. 0 on hit, which is just absolutely absurd in my opinion. I don't know if making it -12 changes much, to be honest. That's only going to really make characters like Brian have a bit of a better punish on it, and maybe Xiaoyu and things like that. So I mean, it's a nerf, but like it's whatever. And I'm reading this as if this is like live patch notes, but yeah, it's just people's wish lists and what they would like to see. So we're going to continue. So make QCF 1 -14, make downfall 2 + 3 -13, but give him downfall 1 tracking fully to his weak side, and make forward 2 a +3 or higher frames, fully track both sides. So obviously I replied to this, and I haven't really got back to all of these because I kind of wanted to make a video about this and not really see what everybody said about the character and what changes they would like to see. So I haven't seen too many, but I've seen a couple. So yeah, forward 2 being +3 on block, because this is what he means. +3 on block or higher frames, fully track both sides, is a bit mad. Like that's a bit out there, you know what I mean? Like no one wants that. Like absolutely nobody wants that. No one that I play against wants that, and nobody that plays Leo with a realistic head on their shoulders wants that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be just way too strong. Way too strong. Forward 2, 0 on block, has follow-ups, so it already does so much for the character, and then it being homing and plus on top of that is just, yeah, come on. And then we'll get into the lows. QCF 1 being -14 would be too much of a nerf in my opinion. I think -13 is good. I think characters get pretty decent punishes on it, besides like Zafina, Yoshi and those characters there. But I guess the fact that it recovers in crouch is a bit of a privilege, because there's certain characters that can't launch it, like Eddie. If it was made -14, I'm trying to think of like high moves from while standing, but I can't really think of too many. I feel like it affects Eddie, but I'm not sure really who else. I guess in the mirror, Leo can't up forward 1-2 punish it, but you know, it's whatever really. -13 is pretty good in my opinion. -14 would be a bit overkill, because characters like Horang will now get while standing free. Raven will launch it, Jin will launch it, and those like Jin would just become the most unplayable matchup ever, in my opinion. So yeah, downfall 2 + 3 -13. If Leo didn't have a, you know, a strong low that was -12 that avoided me getting launched, like let's say in the Kazuya matchup, it would just be hell. It would just be hell. I would not like fighting against Kazuya at all, because you have to rely on high crush and stuff like that, and back 1 + 4 obviously is not a high crushing move, so even though it's -12, you know, it's kind of hard to use against a character like Kazuya. But yeah, that's just talking about one specific matchup. So obviously, you know, people are probably gonna think like, yeah, that's only one matchup, so why does it matter so much? Characters are supposed to have bad matchups. Obviously, understood. But yeah, let's get on to the next one. There's quite a few comments, so I do want to try and get through this as quick as possible, but we'll see how it goes. So moving on to Tone. Downward 2 no longer launches crouch. I'm not completely opposed to that, but they would have to make Leo's downfall 2 safe. Like, absolutely safe. You can see man dropped a smiley face at the end of it, so I don't know if he's too serious with what he's saying here. I feel like, you know, man just saw it and he's like, you know what, let me be a bit of a nuisance type thing. But downward 2+3, no counter hit launch. What I have to ask the question then, what would you like to see this move do? Like, there's no way you just want this move to just do nothing, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's -12 counter hit launcher. Doesn't have the best tracking, has okay range. It's a nice move to use instead of like a hell sweep. If you don't want to take the risk, but then you have to think about the other factors that it doesn't track, and that's the main one, to be honest. Like, you need a tracking low in certain situations. So yeah, losing the counter hit is probably a bit harsh. -13 is probably not the end of the world, but it would just make the low a bit less abusable. Could say it's a little bit reactable, but yeah, that's a scary little topic, I ain't gonna lie to you. My only wish for Leo for season 2 is to finally know if it's a girl or boy. So I don't think we need to touch on that one. People see Leo as whatever they see. That's obviously not my opinion, but that's just the opinion of most people. I still consider Leo a girl, from dating back to like what, Tekken 6, when I think Harada said it, and that's just my opinion, and that's just how I address the character. Sometimes I do say him because so many people refer to Leo as him, and it just gets confusing in it. So that's all I really have to say on that topic. But yeah, it's not a conversation that we really need to have too much, you know what I mean? Not a Leo player per se, but stuff I think is fair. Downforward 1 tracking to one side. I feel like because Leo's downforward 1 is a -1 on block downforward 1, I can understand why it doesn't do too much for the character, but the downforward 1 also has an extension as well. So I can see why it doesn't have tracking, because I feel like if it had tracking, it would just be so stacked and unfun to play against. So I think I completely understand why it's not a tracking move. Like, I fully get it. Like, in situations where you get sidestepped for your downforward 1 at like +6 and stuff like that, if your downforward 1 gets sidestepped, it just means you could have used another move. Like, just plain and simple. That's just my outlook on it. Like, for sure. Forward 4-2 heat engager, that would just make Leo, you know, just like all the other characters that have a forward 4-2 heat engager. Also, Heihachi's forward 1+2 can be put into that kind of category. Not the exact same, but you know, those characters that have them, you know, almost full screen moves that heat engage launch while you're in heat if you heat dash. And honestly, that type of gameplay, in my opinion, is just very lame, very boring, and I don't like it, to be honest. Like, I'm just not a big fan of the forward 4-2 heat engagers, and that's just my take on that, to be honest. Swap Wilson in 4-1+2 engager for Wilson in 1+2. Don't like forced heat after blocking a -12 or below low. Install hell sweep leaves you closer on hit. Install hell sweep leaves you closer on hit. In my opinion, I feel like that's a bit of a random one, because I feel like whether they're closer on hit or not is not going to make too much of a difference, because if I remember correctly, after Leo's install hell sweep, the character recovers a bit slowly. Like, the character doesn't recover too fast. So yeah, I don't know, with that one, yeah, that's a bit of a whatever one. So with the Wilson in 4-1+2 thing, don't like force heat after blocking a -12 below low. I mean, yeah, there's been times where I've not wanted to Wilson in 4-1+2 because heat engage at like max HP can be a bit detrimental to the match that you're playing in. Like, sometimes you just don't want to go in heat right at the start of the round. You know, it's the equivalent of doing a heat burst. You know, fair enough, you get your 28 damage or whatever it is, but yeah, there's been times where I've just done Wilson in 4 instead, like just by itself, to not go into heat. And obviously, you know, you play off the plus situation, so you're +2 after the Wilson in 4. So sometimes I'll do that. And obviously, if you look at it on a big scale now, think about Leo's Wilson in 4-1+2. You're punishing a -11 move So why not just go for the Wasteland 4 like most characters would? Do you know what I mean? Like, fair enough, Leo's Wasteland 4 is not the same as other Wasteland 4s because it's only +2 and doesn't do all that much for the character. Do you know what I mean? Most Wasteland 4s are +8 or they knock down. So yeah, you're passing up a very good punish and not going into heat, but the options there, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the end of the world in my opinion. Might be OD, but up back 1, back 2 +3, giving +15 in heat would be fire. Up back 1, back 2 +3, giving +15 in heat. I'm trying to understand. So, okay, so up back 1. The back 2 +3 thing is spinning me because that's the Sabaki. So, I don't know if he means on normal hit. And I don't know if he means like on counter hit launch changed animation where the character doesn't like fall back and you have to do the, you know, the dash in QCF free pickup. So maybe he's thinking like you get a 3 down for 2 afterwards. Like that, alright, swing blitz. That's a little bit, you know what I mean? That's a bit too much. You know, we already get the back 2 1+2 heat dash if we're in heat. And then we get the heat engager, which is it's whatever really. But the back 2 +3, listen, I need my pickups, I need my execution, and that's all I'm gonna say on the mount. But I'm gonna leave a light though. That was those are some good ones still. Next we go to Kurtia or Kershaw. Big him up. Dragunov player from Netherlands. I guess he's played a little bit of Leo as well. So let's take a look though. This guy's not always too serious, so we're gonna have a look at this. Downward 2 safe on block, still launch crouch. Safe on block, still launch crouch. I think that's too strong, just straight away. Downward 2 +3 counter, consistent master and free pickup, and safe on block. Huh? What? Whole sweep's gotta be non-stagger, so the punish is a mind game or safe on block. Up 41 second and no steppable after blocking first. Back 1 for a second and no steppable after blocking first. Okay, Kershaw. Listen, there's 2 thumbs up. I'm gonna give you 2 thumbs up. And I'm probably gonna post this on Twitter because, yeah, man. Interesting take, bro. All right, man. We'll leave a like on that one. Give Leo a waivu. It would be so funny. So, Osabi, I hope you get to see this video. I just thought I would quickly turn on Tekken just briefly. Hopefully, okay, cool. It shows very nicely. So if you want to, you can actually make Leo have a pseudo wave dash, but you need to like practice it a little bit. Obviously, this ain't like your everyday wave dash, and it's not the super easiest thing to implement. But you know, okay, the camera did go a bit crazy. I apologize on my end. I'm sorry, it's not supposed to look like this, but you can still see it, you know, you can still see it. So it still serves the same purpose. I messed up somewhere on my Streamlabs, but listen, don't at me, innit, don't at me. Let's get that gone and let's continue with the video. Yeah, all right, so we got, okay, let's scroll down. We have Kif ATO. I hope they don't give Leo a forward 4-2 heat engager. I don't think that's needed, to be honest. I share that same sentiment. Forward 3+4 better tracking. I mean, I can be here for it. The move is quite steppable and not the greatest on whiff. 3-2-3 back. Let us go into back turn if back is okay. Whoa. Go into back turn. You know what? That's funny though, because it would at least give more use for like back turn 1+2. And let's say somewhere down the line they change back turn generic lows to be more plus again. Like something like that could be cool. Or maybe even back turn jabs and things like that. It could add a little layer, like in my opinion. So that's quite interesting still. That's quite interesting. A low Sabaki. Something tells me this guy plays Asuka on the side. That might be a stretch, but I feel like he might have a little Asuka in there somewhere. Give us that back 1 counter, launch a back like season 1 T7. Make the window for back 2+3 bigger and all punches be able to counter. Yeah, but all punches are able to counter with back 2+3, so that shouldn't really be an issue. But yeah, cool. I mean, I like the 3-2-3 back change. That's a creative one. I would not be opposed to that. Getting to use back turn 1+2 a little bit more. Maybe they make back turn 1+2 a heat engager. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. That would be funny as hell. An 11 frame back turn 1+2 heat engager. That would be cool in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not against that at all. That obviously that's a bit of a stretch as well. I'm just yapping at that point. Single hit heat engager not locked behind the stance, doesn't need to be busted. A move like forward 3+4 will do, and Tekken 7 1-4. I think down back 2 is extremely shot on with too. I mean, I share this right here. I share this all the time, forever, talking about how bad down back 2 is on whiff. So trying to fish for hit confirms and things like that when it whiffs is stressful, but like, you know, it has a follow up at the same time as well. So, you know, I don't think it's the end of the world. Yeah. 1-4, like I said earlier, you know, people are gonna ask for that one. And then forward 3+4 heat engager. It's a counter hit launcher already, so I don't think something like that needs to happen. Maybe a heat engage on forward 1+2 could be pretty fun, since it punishes so many pushback moves and things like that, and it is just a single hit, you know, at 17 frames. So, alright, that was the Jupiter. Shout out to Jupiter. Very active in the Leo community and my streams. I appreciate him. Give me back the old down 1 counter hit from Tekken 7 and remove that we go into stance after 1-4. Make down forward 1 track at least to one side. Plus, I don't want it to be so linear in general. I mean, yeah, Leo and linear, that's a very common take. It's not agreed upon by absolutely everyone because, you know, Leo has down forward 3, QCF 1, QCF 3+4. In plus situations, Leo's jab does track one side, but, you know, these are very niche things, kind of slow moves. The faster stuff isn't too good when it comes to tracking. Some of the slower stuff as well isn't too good when it comes to tracking. So, yeah, shout out James. Alright, so we got Riku, or Soriku. Revert 1-4 back, or give us the option to transition into stance by heavy pressing 4. Heavy pressing 4, so he means like if you hold 4 maybe. Okay, that's pretty interesting to be fair. So it's like 1-4 hold, and then you keep the stance. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. I've grown accustomed to 1-4 in general. I feel like 1-4 and hit as a punish is such a creative punish in my opinion, because you can obviously crouch dash out and go for other stuff, and then also you can go for the immediate mix if you really want to. Like if you go for a KK4, uninterruptible, counter hit launcher, you know, that's pretty good to have. Homing, so obviously not true homing, but you know, tracking in that situation. There's no character that's sidestepping it. Alright, back 1+2 safer on block but still unsafe, so we can sometimes use it to mix up crush, also extending the hitbox of the move because there's too many side switches after a launch. Yeah, this side switch thing is a bit jarring, but I would just be the guy to say that obviously, you know, there's other fillers and stuff. But yeah, I completely understand that. Yeah, we'll leave a like on this one. It's not to say I don't like the other ones, but I'm just the ones that I really, you know, think were pretty thought out and quite creative. I'll leave a like on for sure. But yeah, big up everyone that commented though. I appreciate everyone. I kind of just wanted to put this tweet out there just so that I could get the video going and just, you know, bring a lot of eyes to this, you know, the upcoming season 2 for Leo. So yeah, I feel like we reached that quota, so I appreciate the Leo community for coming in, and then obviously other people just in general and in the Tekken space. So revert back 1+4 to counter hit low like in Tekken 7. Okay, so he wants +15 hop kick at the wall. Okay, no, he wants, huh? Maybe he means like before season 4. I think he might mean before season 4. Revert whilst in 4 1+2 wall split like in Tekken 7. Listen, I'm gonna go back. We have to find it again. Alright, cool. So big up Strider Fury. I have to leave a like because whilst in 4 1+2 is a shadow of its former self. We had the comment from Swing Blitz about, you know, Warston in 4 1+2 and, you know, having to go into heat all the time and things like that. But Leo's Warston in 4 1+2 in Tekken 7. This punish was unbelievable. You'd get the wall, you'd get forward 3 into a spike, into block 2, all guaranteed. And it was just so sick. And then obviously Warston in 4 by itself being a knockdown. I don't need to talk too much about that. But we have Madara, who has obviously come into Tekken 8, you know, trying to main Leo because, of course, East obviously isn't in the main roster and obviously was DLC in Tekken 7. And obviously he has had a very, very good time with the character, in my opinion. You know, he's playing the character at a very high level. So big shouts to Madara, of course, every time doing Leo content and things like that, just diving into it. So it's good to have more Leo players, you know, basically trying to share what the character can do and, you know, play at the highest level and trying to understand the character. You know, it's very good for someone like me because I like to be inspired and obviously, you know, see other Leo players doing what they think is the best way of playing the character and then trying to, you know, I wouldn't say share my experience, but like take some stuff from them and they take some stuff from me and then we try and create the best version of Leo, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, obviously he's got a in-depth you know, wishes and unrealistic wishes. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get my editor to have the image a bit larger on screen for you guys to see, so I wouldn't worry about that. I'm gonna read it from here. If you can't read it, you know, this is why I'm gonna do that. So here are my wishes. Make 1-4 so you can choose if you want to go into K&K or not. Single hit heat engager from standing would improve combo game. Agreed. Improved or new power crush from standing would be nice. With Leo's current power crush, I do enjoy using it. I do think that maybe if it had more of a better collision on hit, where like wall splat more consistently, it would have a bit more of a use. But I do feel like that one thing where it doesn't really wall splat quite consistently, even when you're right off the wall, like right next to the wall, I think that's a big issue with it for the most part. I think if it did splat properly, it would definitely be appreciated a bit more because, you know, it's evasive and it's only -12 on block. So yeah, I kind of like it. But cool. Fix 2-4 hit with situation, please, blood. I'll put my hands together, please. Forward 2-4 hit situation. Listen, I'm a forward 2-4-3 enthusiast. This is what you don't need to understand. That string, listen, I absolutely love it. I ain't gonna curse, but I absolutely love it, innit? Alright, so yeah, absolutely. Fix back 1+4 situation when the low sometimes won't connect. Okay, so on block in some scenarios, especially against Kuma, you're going to see that when you use back 1+4 a decent amount, you're going to run into a situation where the high is blocked but the low is not. The low just like it just whiffs, it just doesn't work, and all they're doing is holding back. So you can understand why this is an issue, because this is a low attack. Like, it's a high and low, but it's a low attack. So blocking low is your way of dealing with it. It shouldn't be that you hold back and now you've blocked a -15 move, because it's supposed to be -12. So in that rare situation where it keeps happening and you're playing against a Kuma player and they launch you for it, for holding back, you're gonna think, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, I don't really say hopefully, I've gotten used to it at this point. I understand that sometimes it's just not gonna work. It's not only against Kuma as well, it's against basically every character. It's just a really inconsistent button. So yeah, let's continue. So maybe change up for 1-1, so if the second it connects on counter hit, it gives +13 for up forward 1-2, or make it instant tornado launcher, kind of like Tekken 7. Tekken 7, it was a high that used to counter hit launch, and it was really good. It was insanely good, because to be fair, up forward 1-1 does get a decent amount of counter hits, so it would be nice to have something like that, but it's a bit cheap, to be honest. But yeah, it gives more reason for up forward 1-2 to work, so you know, why not? Make down back 4-1 1+2 lightning glare low, less heat consuming, and change it to give it a wall splat instead. Okay, so I agree with less heat consuming, but I think changing it to a wall splat would be absolutely ridiculous, because the normal health sweep by itself, obviously it gives you a wall splat, you know, right before the wall, obviously not at the wall, but maybe he thinks the same splat as the second hit of the hell sweep, I hope. But if he means that clean wall splat like at the wall, then I think that's overkill. Like too much. I think that's too much. But yeah, I can understand where he's coming from. Risk reward and things like that. I definitely get it since it's an install move. But yeah, so I hope that there isn't like any extra underneath here, because it's gonna come up really weird. I'm gonna click on it. Okay, so it is just that. Okay, good. More unrealistic wishes. Make down forward one track in one direction. Give Leo a low from box. Wait, down one track. Okay, give Leo a low from box stance. This is something that I have actually. This is one of the only things that I have thought about in terms of what Leo might get in the upcoming season. So I'm not against Leo getting a low from Bok, making it minus 13 or something like that, just because I think Bok 3 is a little bit of a. It's a bit of a risk against some players. You never know when they're truly gonna duck. And obviously Bok 2 is Bok 2 in it, so people don't want to duck anyway. But I do feel like having that a bit of a safer move to kind of use would be nice, especially since they're kind of reducing chip on high attacks, right? Well, not high attacks, sorry, heat attacks. No, sorry, in heat. We got there in the end. So because they're reducing chip in heat, I think, you know, going away from kind of going, you know, Bok 3, chipping people down and things like that, having a low in replace would be nice. Give Leo a homing from standing that isn't minus 9. Homing from standing that isn't minus 9. So that strikes me as like a, you know, a Claudio back one type of move. Obviously maybe not with the high crush or anything like that, but like something along them lines. I'm not sure how minus Lars's back one is, but maybe he's thinking something like that, but just not with a minus 9. Yeah, I can see why it's in the unrealistic wishes, but yeah, nah, I can see where it's coming from. Maybe just something different in it, because, you know, down forward 3's been down forward 3 as long as it's been a move in it. So maybe something else would be nice. It would make for a nice change to the playstyle and just switching things up. New move from Lightning Glare. You know what? I'm interested to actually think about what that might be. A new move from Lightning Glare could be like, let's say for instance you're in the install and okay, so think about Bok 1-2, yeah. So Bok 1-2 is you go low into the stance, and then you have the quick launcher that's minus 14 on block, and, you know, instant tornado. So what I think is, in the install, if you land Bok 1-2 and you input like 1+2 or something like that, maybe you get like a proper launcher, like a true launcher instead. Something like that, just upping the damage a little bit on something like that. I think that would actually be amazing. I think that would be like super sick, like as a way of using your install. So that's just something I've just thought about right now on the spot, but like that could be really sick. Like they just add a third hit. Obviously I think the hits will maybe scale, so maybe it'll be like an airborne type of thing. But yeah, with the install, I think that could make for something very good. So yeah, definitely leave a like on that one. You know, it's put a lot of depth into that. So yeah, I get why 1+2 is slow and unusable, or I don't think it's unusable at all, or maybe I haven't got the hang of using it yet. But please, can we make it work like a normal power crush? I take damage but never do damage with it so often. Okay, so the issue with this one is that they're using 1+2, but, you know, people will attack and then be able to block afterwards, which is, yeah, because of how slow it is, it makes sense. I think it's like I-25, I-26 or something like that. So it's definitely on the slower side, but it is evasive, so you're gonna evade some lows, you're gonna evade some jabs and things like that, and just get a free punish on, you know, people pressing, which is something. And then when it comes to working as a power crush, you know, maybe it's not the best, but it just works in other scenarios from my experience, like doing pushback moves into power crush and things like that, just kind of switching off the brain a little bit. You know, in Tekken 8, it's a good thing to do, you know what I mean? But yeah, shouts Zumio, appreciate you sharing. Pastel Noir, all right. Bok 3 counter hit launcher. KNK 3+4 counter hit launcher, instant win button. Okay, saying instant win button is just insanity, because what do you mean instant win button? Why would anyone want an instant win button? You know what I mean? Like, up 1 counter hit launch, like forward 3+4 counter hit. Busting for 1+2 wall split. New better heat moves. 1 hit heat launcher from standing. Okay, cool. That's what most people have been asking for. Second hit of down back 1+2 1 counter hit launcher. Stun thing like forward 1+2 counter hit. QCF 3+4 counter hit launcher. Okay, so in my opinion, a lot of counter hit launchers and things like that were removed going into Tekken 8. So I think unless they make this the season 2 meta where every character is getting counter hit launchers, I don't think things like this will happen. I think Bok 3 is the best one suggested here. I think that would be, I think that would be fair. Used to be a normal hit launcher, counter hit launch. Why are you getting counter hit launched by Bok 3? It's only used from a stance. People either duck or they don't duck type of thing when dealing with it. If they do press, it's usually going to be an interrupt because it's a bit on the slow side. But yeah, Bok 3 counter hit launch. I could see it. I could definitely see it. Watson the 4 1+2 wall splat. I can't see that. Down at 1+2 1 counter hit launch. I don't think it serves that purpose because it's a wall splat and hit confirm. But yeah, appreciate you sharing. Okay. Ban Leo daily. Woke. I don't know. Let's see. Revert Leo's 1-4 back to the old 1-4 Tekken 7. If not, then just make it so you don't get locked into stance. Cool. Make 4-2-2 useful. Maybe like have it counter hit properties. Give it counter hit properties. Have it so Bok 3 can float. Okay, so Bok 3 maybe as a strong tornado, which is something that I would like to see. Honestly, that would be super cool in combos. Probably look a bit like Feng's up forward 3, and because of how much slower it is, it'll be less accessible. So I'm actually for that. Obviously, I'm not too happy about those type of moves, but I feel like Bok 3 is one that would be nice because it's not going to be as accessible as other moves. Do you know what I mean? So cool. Thanks for sharing there, Woke. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna make this I'm gonna do this in 2 parts because obviously this video is gonna be very long. So we're gonna get through. In fact, no, we're gonna end here, and then I'm gonna start the next part after this, and then we will finish up the Leo season 2 wishlist video. So cool. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna try and release both of these on the same day so that we can just get we can just get the momentum going and build up to season 2. And yeah, man, if you like the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And also let me know in the comments if you're not on Twitter and if you're only seeing this from YouTube. Let me know what you think about upcoming season 2 and what changes you'd like to see for Leo. I've been Richie, and take it easy, everyone. Peace.